tremendous looking trophy.
Hello, welcome to Platinum's version of one PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. My name's Owen Blight, and joining me, as always, Ashley Holman.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here talking about PlayStation in the post-Jim Ryan era. It's a new era, baby.
How's it looking?
The same.
Cool.
Just we don't have a face to blame everything on now.
True, we don't. Yet. Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll get someone. Breaking news, PSN Profiles has got the Broken Roads trophies up.
Oh. Platinum?
Does have a platinum. I was
Okay,
having a
that's a
quick
good start.
sticky beak. Trying to see if anything. I'm trying to dodge spoilers, but also just see. See that this will be the problem. So there's 3 trophies here. Complete the game as a pure utilitarian. Fuck, that's a hard word to say, isn't it? Picking the other moral options. Complete the game as a nihilist. For some reason, that's an easy word to say. Picking the other moral options. Complete the game as Machiavellian. Somehow also easy word to say. Picking the other moral options. So that's shit, I think.
That says finish the game 4 times.
Yeah, but when you play these sort of games, like I don't like being put into these holes of you can only pick
These options.
Yeah.
Unless the story is tailored to 4 different options, you know what I mean? Like it branches in 4 different ways.
And then they've got complete the game with your worldview centered. Oh no, they're the ones that are true? No. So they've got the same things, but with your worldview centered in each of the 3 options, as well as making only choices and those things. But according to this, there's also 4 chapters in the game. There's a trophy called Hard Yakka.
Good work.
A trophy called Who Needs Pants?
Fair question.
Yep. Cool. All right, there's that. Yeah, because the thing I was going to open this tab to quick shout out. This I saw the other day. Weirdly, I've never seen this before. They added in a for Resistance Burning Skies. You know the Vita one that got thing. So they did a thing, and I don't recall ever seeing this, or maybe I just don't pay quite enough attention, where they actually patched the game to add in to fix. Apparently, a trophy wasn't popping. One of them was being bugged out, which is one thing. But then they also added in a game mode that was originally only accessible if you hooked your Vita up to your PS3, to the copy of Resistance 3, and it unlocked a new game mode. So they patched that in so it's available for everyone. And then they added new trophies, a couple of new trophies for that. And I don't think I'd ever seen a classic, quote unquote, like classics game get a patch like that before to add in trophies and stuff.
No.
Or update it. I don't recall ever seeing something like that. So
So good on Bend. I think it was. I read somewhere.
Yeah, I believe they're there. Yeah, because it was their game and everything. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So and then the other thing I'd like to say for anyone listening from Sony, while I've been looking for trophies now, is that Medieval, as much as I love the game, it looks like so trophies have popped up for that. It looks like the PS1 version of the game is getting a PlayStation Classics release, which just I'm like, why? Like, well, it's a good game. I love my Sejanna Fortress here and everything, but like you've literally got a just the same game but nicer looking.
What game are we talking about?
Medieval.
It's not ringing any bells.
Fuck.
Can you explain what Medieval is?
It's a very great game about Sejanna Fortress who battles in this war and he leads an army and then he's actually a little coward and he dies like a bitch and then like 1,000 years later or whatever it is, he gets brought back to life to battle for Galamir.
Doesn't sound like a game anybody will play, so it probably doesn't matter.
In the news this week, so we've got Helldivers, right? So Helldivers has been happening.
It has. Continues to power on and still confuses people that it is political.
Yep, it's very wild. Did you see old mate Fuckwit can't remember the guy's Twitter account. Anyway,
is it the Grums dude?
Yeah, Grums. I looked the other day. He blocked me.
Really? Congrats.
I don't think.
I think you're left leaning enough that
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever tweeted at him. Like, maybe like I'm on one of those. You know how there's like those right wing lists, like the auto block lists.
Auto block lists, yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's one for like lefties or something. Because I don't think I've ever tweeted at him or interacted with him. I mean, I think he's an absolute fuckwit, but absolute flog. But you know, I clicked on his profile for the first time in ages when someone like tweeted something. I was like, I went to be like, "What's this motherfucker tweeting about?" Like, let me have a sticky bee over here. You were blocked. I was like,
big deal.
Really, destroyed my day. That did, but yeah, him going from the story of man, this is such a non-political game to they tricked us. We were swerved. You weren't swerved. You're just a fucking imbecile.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else to put it. You're a complete and utter idiot, but
you were just not looking at what the game was actually about at all.
Yeah. The sky's green. No, the sky's blue. Oh, right
bullshit.
There in my face all the time. Yeah, who just saw that coming? But yeah, I thought this was an interesting one from the last 24 hours. Push Square writes, Operation Swift Disassembly was a total success with casualties, while polling still within acceptable margins. Helldivers 2 players crushed the vicious machines in an all-out assault over the weekend, landing on and liberating the last occupied planets offering any resistance. The Galactic War map is currently looking quite empty, perhaps even ominously so. But what is there to worry about now that the Automatons are gone and the Terminides are contained? According to the latest dispatches from High Command, Super F still has work for us. Construction on a new, safer, more efficient E710 farms has begun. Here, Terminides will be raised and safe, humane, spacious enclosures, and enriched with state-of-the-art nutrient supplements, all under careful supervision.
I'm sure that won't go wrong.
I'm sure that won't go wrong at all. Yeah. How cool do you think it is that the fact that they put out, it's all like obviously player driven, but they put out a thing that's like, hey players, hey Helldivers, this weekend let's crush the robots.
Yeah.
So then everyone has to purposely take it upon themselves to choose to only fight robots, not do any termite missions and stuff over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone did it to such a good degree that currently in the game there's no way to fight the Automatons. Yeah,
they're completely wiped out.
They're completely wiped out. Isn't that wild? Like, it's cool.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, but where's the end game of this game? Run out of content, just burning through content as quick as possible. No, I mean it's cool that obviously this still has a strong player base that is dedicated to wiping out AI enemies. And obviously, I'm sure if they didn't have something in place, they wouldn't have put this order out for people, other than I guess, you get a temporary boost of people playing the game.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a reason beyond that because,
I mean, I'm sure there is, but it's just that thing of the story. If they're trying to tell,
but also how effective that messaging is. They just put it on the socials or whatever. Hey, everybody, let's beat up these automatons this weekend. Everybody did it. So, and
they've been doing the same things for when they're like, hey man, do these things or liberate this planet to get maxed. Got to do this certain amount of things. Happens, stuff like that. I mean, they're trying to tell this interesting story and keep player engagement up, but not by heavily promoted events or expansions or this huge crossover. Literally all they're doing is tweeting out and being like, and they tweet it in character, in game world, hey Helldivers, we're gonna take out the do this sort of stuff, and then everyone's like, yep, where are we dropping, which is sort of funny because really we shouldn't be listening to the, I guess that's the point though.
Yep.
Very funny. I think it's very cool they continue to have such cool ideas of the game. It's gonna be interesting to see if they ever, add a follow-up instead of, because if it's only Terminides and bugs at the moment.
No, I mean there's rumors of a third faction, Yeah,
there'll have to be, surely. It makes sense.
It's the right-wing people who want us to
It's possible.
Just Their only thing is they don't have any pronouns.
Thank God for that.
You know, so. But the people who play the game have no choice but to kill these people that don't want pronouns.
Have you seen?
So what are they going to do?
Have you seen that clip going around of that quote unquote comedian making a pronouns joke on Twitter?
I don't know. You'll have to narrow it down.
Well, I think it's easy to narrow down because I have no idea how this person works. But the joke is he asked someone in the audience what their pronouns are. The audience member responds, he, him. And the comedian goes, comedian again in quotation marks, he goes, thank you for telling me and sharing your pronouns with me. Now let me tell you mine. And he says something like straight ass N-word or something, and he's white. I was like, what? What?
It's like the most offensive, daggiest.
I was like, how does this pass for like?
Was it laughs?
I think some people, but honestly, if I watch the clip, the laughs sound like they're like, oh God, let's leave.
Yeah.
You know, like it's very weird. But
I mean, the joke, my pronouns are insert two random things, is the dumbest joke.
Yeah,
know?
But then what about my pronouns are racial slur? I don't.
Yeah, that's up the next level, you know.
It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, anyway.
The world we live in, it's crazy. You know, and the world it's events like these that will lead us to the Helldivers world that we could live in.
Yeah, to a government that just tells us what to do and we don't really have any choice because we don't deserve to make choices.
That's fair. We don't in times like those. Press Start writes, PlayStation Plus Extra is getting 2 day one launch titles this month. Kieran says, every so often PlayStation drops its tradition of announcing all of a month's PlayStation Plus Extra Deluxe games in one go to do an early reveal of exciting new day one launch into the service. And this is one of those times with 2 games. The first launch will be Dave the Diver's PlayStation debut on April 16th, followed a week later by the brand new Tales of Kenzara, Zao on April 23rd. What do you reckon? 2 pretty big, good.
I mean, PlayStation fans, PlayStation Plus subscribers are eating good this month.
Indeed.
You know, even if it was just Dave the Diver, that's a fantastic game. You know?
Yeah.
It's going to look great on people's TVs. It's going to play great on people's TVs, on PlayStation, and you'll get trophies. And then to get Kenzaro as well, which by all reports looks very good. I think there was a Steam demo that people were pretty high on. Yeah, it's a good big win for PlayStation.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to get 2 like new. It's weird how PlayStation works with these things. Sometimes there'll be like months of nothing, you know, like no extras / deluxe exclusives, and then in 1 month they're like, here's 2 games.
Well, yeah, it's
2 day one exclusive games. Day one, well, not exclusive, but the day one releases.
It's just a matter of getting these deals done, you know, making it worthwhile, and finding titles that are worth the expense, I guess, you know. You know, I don't think they've had a miss when they've done one of these yet, you know. They've at least been good quality titles. I don't know if they've been massive, you know, they're super popular or anything, but obviously, you know, Stray, the first example I can think of, and then most recently Chia, you know. So, yeah. Fair. I mean, it's interesting that the Zinzaro one's coming to PlayStation because I don't know if it is coming to Game Pass because obviously it's an EA original. And EA have a deal with Game Pass that makes all their titles first party, all on EA, the EA subscription thing. So,
yeah.
But yeah, maybe they're just more interested in getting the title in as many hands as possible.
It's fair. I mean, at least with Dave the Diver, he.
I mean, that's the interesting thing. Like Dave the Diver, there's so much word of mouth and like accolades and everything. You know, that's true. There is the Godzilla DLC coming up, so I mean,
people just bowl by that if they like the game. So
That's true. That is a very good point.
Yeah, I assume that's what the hope would be.
It's like, let's get him in and then Godzilla.
Yeah, and then Godzilla.
Fuck.
So.
I forgot about that. Now I'm very happy. Really,
I think it comes out the same day or like this month. Either way.
No, it comes out, a month or two.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's what the plan is, obviously, though. Put it out, get people interested, buy Godzilla. Push Square, right? Rumor, Sony to host a big PlayStation event next month. Sony likes to put out a major state of play live stream and host its PlayStation showcase during the month of May, and it appears the company is gearing up to do so once again in 2024. Giant Bomb journalist Jeff Grubb reports he's heard a bunch of times from sources that Sony's planning an event for May, and sounds like more like another big PlayStation showcase rather than a subdued state of play. Grubb's comments were made when discussing ESRB rating given the Silent Hill 2 remake, which he reckons could be part of the show. The remake from Bloober Team is still slated for 2024 release, and Grubb guesses that it'll feature in the event. Quote, I have heard that there'll be a PlayStation, something, either a state of play or showcase next month in May, so it's probably going to be there. He continued by saying he's heard both a showcase and maybe a state of play. It seems like it might lean towards a showcase. It's definitely in the time frame of when they did a showcase last year. End quote. Sony hasn't hosted a PlayStation showcase since the 2023 edition, which also fell into the presumed May slot, where the hardware manufacturer received criticism for focusing on its slate of live service titles rather than new single-player games. Fair Game, $, Concord, and Marathon were all revealed during the live stream. Given the company has now taken somewhat a step back from its games as service push, fans will likely want to see new offline experiences, like a Ghost of Tsushima sequel announced. What do you reckon? Step A, is this happening next month? Do you believe old Grubb? Jeff Grubb?
I think there will be some sort of presentation next month. Like, they, in recent history, I want to say they want to get in ahead of the Summer Games Fest period, and have their like kind of standalone thing. I think the size of it will depend on if they're doing the PS5 Pro this year or not.
Yeah, so I would take what you just said and say that's exactly why I'm believing it's going to be a showcase.
Yeah,
because I'm fully believing that the Pro is happening this year. So with that in mind,
showcase. You show why games or titles that need the PS5 Pro, or would examples of why you would need the PS5 Pro. I think Silent Hill 2.
I think if Silent Hill 2, if they can showcase that and say, hey, and it's not, even for me, this wouldn't be a big deal, but like it'll help, at least tie it in. They could be like, this game can run at 60 frames per second with ray tracing on the Pro. Something like that. Now, do I give a fuck about Silent Hill on 60 frames per second? Not really, but that's an upcoming title where they could, tie it in to do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that you show, maybe a trailer for Wolverine, seeing as, give us a good, proper, official look at what Wolverine looks like.
Tsushima sequel.
There's the rumor going around that the team, an Astrobot game is coming.
Oh, that's right. I remember saying that. Yeah.
Which I have to assume is a PS5 game, not a PSVR game. At this point,
it's really hard because the rumor talks about like it's just a platformer. I'm like, I would play it still and I'd get excited about it, but if they haven't made it VR, I'm like, you are really like just stop.
If
you don't make that game a VR game, you've completely you don't care about VR. Just stop.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely in the case of if it was just a normal platformer, it would sell fantastically. If it was on PSVR 2, would it be enough to move the needle? I don't know.
I think it would be that, but it would also be the first.
But it's also instill confidence in you. Hey, this is still a platform we believe in and we're making titles for.
Exactly. If they do an Astrobots Rescue Room 2 and it's non-VR, it's like you really just don't believe in VR anymore. Because as fun as
if it's VR compatible?
Still, it's that element of you don't believe, push it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it is a case of, yes, I think if the game released non-VR, I'd still be excited. It would still be very good. It would still be a lot of fun. It would probably sell better.
Mm-hmm.
However, there is that element of part of the charm of what made the original so good is because it took such a platform that you knew you would really enjoy anyway, but elevated it within that world, and it really felt unique within that particular frame of you're the headset following, and so
yeah, absolutely. So yes, very confident showcase will happen next month. I'm sure they'd have like a bunch of cool third party and stuff, and it will just kind of be because there's nothing really PlayStation in the second half of the year that we know of yet.
No, that's the thing. There's nothing much to look forward to PlayStation first party at the moment that we know of.
That we're aware of,
That we're aware of.
So give us something to be excited for. Give people a reason to buy a PS5 Pro, other than what they're playing currently.
And you got to bite back a little bit because let's not forget. So Hellblade 2, all these previews, very positive press for Xbox. Exclusive game coming out this year. Xbox is going to have a conference in June, like they always do.
Mm-hmm.
So, come on, get into the fight, PlayStation. Get into the fight.
Get into the fight, please.
Get into the fight. But yeah, I'd also expect a Death Stranding 2 trailer for sure.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, well, that's been pushed to next year, so.
Yeah, but every time there's a PlayStation show now,
there needs to be something, just some sort of crazy thing,
just some cutscene.
Someone focus on Elle Fanning. I don't know.
Yeah, why not? All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of Platinum Explosion. Let us know any comments, questions, concerns you've had about things we've discussed this week by tweeting at us, explosionnetwork.com/Twitter. Join our Discord, explosionnetwork.com/Discord. And if you'd like to support the podcast or the website that supports the podcast, explosionnetwork.com, you can do that by heading to explosionnetwork.com/support. Takes you to our Ko-fi page. A little as dollar can help. And until next week, remember, every trophy counts.